And we had a little bit of technical difficulty here on my end, so hopefully we have fixed our problem and we can begin this live stream. Again, welcome to everyone that has tuned in. If this is your first time watching a live stream, basically I try to be as accessible as I possibly can so you guys can get in here with some questions or ask me some opinions on some models. Anything in the scale, model realm, or topic is completely fair game, but we're going to wait here just a little while for people to connect and come back in. I know I was having some internet connectivity issues. Hopefully we have resolved that and people are able to join us. I see one person has already joined the room, so thank you. Again, basically what we're going to do in this review is I'm going to tell you the story behind these 627 scrapers and what happened to me, and also give you guys a little bit of a review on them. Let me know if the lighting is okay, if the sound is coming through. We were having, again, some technical difficulties. Hopefully we have resolved those for the most part. So these 627 150th scale scrapers were made by NZG in the early 1970s, and they were produced all the way until the end of NZG's tenure as a Caterpillar licensee. And I have two different versions to show you that basically are the exact same tooling. The only difference between the two, in theory anyway, there are a lot of differences between these two, but we'll get into that later. But the only difference between the two is the tray dress and the paint scheme. This one over here, this one was made in approximately the 1970s, mid part of the 1970s, and this one was produced in the mid to late 1980s. I purchased both of these models on eBay. This one, pretty much I had no issue with, but this one, on the other hand, this one came in almost a state of disrepair. The exhaust stacks were missing. Luckily, I was able to quickly procure two replacement stacks to put on this, so that was the least of my problems. The bigger problems included the gooseneck mechanism being completely severed from the pan to the scraper, the top portion of this not fitting in. We had these cylinders outside of their hydraulic lines because some of the rubber plastic that they used for the jackets had snapped. This spill guard over here that you can see on this one, this is removable. It's designed to be removable, but it was warped in such a way it's difficult to get it back into shape and to fit on there. Also, you can probably already tell, depending on the video quality, that there are several paint scuffs and decal scrapes. Again, none of that was present or pictured in the listing for this one. It is, in my opinion, and I'm going to give the seller the benefit of the doubt here until we get this situation rectified. I'm assuming that they didn't know that there were differences. Maybe they just had a stock model that they used for the photos, which, again, if you are a seller on eBay, don't put up images of something that you're not selling, especially if it's an old or used model. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, he or she, until we can come to a resolution that we are both happy with before I take things to the next level and escalate things. Beside that, probably the most disturbing aspect of this one was that it came with some sticky brown residue all throughout, which I assume is maybe some rust or something leaking out from the inside of the metal axles. I don't know. I hope that's all that it was. But thankfully, there was a gentleman on Instagram who came up with a solution to use a little bit of Goo Gone, and for the most part, that worked out remarkably well, and we were able to salvage that. So, lesson learned here is if you're going to go on eBay, and we all do, particularly when we're trying to find some hard-to-find stuff, and a listing seems too good to be true, it probably is. I do feel like I paid up for this more than I should have paid for it, and that's part of my displeasure, because I feel like, one, the listing wasn't honest, and two, the packaging job was literally as if someone threw this in a box with very minimal packing material and said, send it. And then three, of course, we have, now it's been 3 days, it's been 4 days now with 2 working days of no reply from the seller. So we've got to get that situation fixed. But let's turn now to the model review. Again, thank you all that have joined. I hope that you have been lighting up the chat section. I have not had a chance to check it yet because I was going on my huge dissertation about how pissed off I am, quite frankly. Looks like there are a couple people that have said hi, hello. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Again, all throughout, be sure to get your questions and comments in. But let's just get on with the review, shall we? Here is the box that both of these came in. Obviously not the same box. They both come in this identical box. It doesn't seem to matter which era that you get, if it's the 1980s era or if it's the 1970s era. They both have this box, which is cool because it's showing the Cat push-pull method. I quite like that a lot. On top, you have Cat 627 push-pull. Over here, it's a little bit hard to see, but you can see the model's number, which is number 127 in this case, NZG model. And obviously, these were produced prior to German unification and the fall of the Berlin Wall, so you can see it's made here in West Germany. On the back, you can learn how to say push-pull scraper in no less than 6 different languages. And over here, again, you have push-pull. Nothing really other than that to write home about on this package. So when you get the models out, they basically come, if they are assembled as they should, they come in 2 pieces. You have the scraper and then the optional spill guard that you can put on. Of course, both of mine were in more than 2 pieces, but we're going to try and look past that. For as old as these are, I like the look of these. They hold up pretty well in terms of today's models. Before I received this one, for the most part, I thought some of these NZG Cat models were almost indestructible. Like, you really had to take a significant amount of effort to really screw these up and break these. Obviously, this one told me just how wrong I was. Once you get it out, you can see that the wheels themselves on both of these are plastic. The exhaust and air cleaner, those appear to be metal as well. In fact, very little plastic is used on both of these. We're going to focus primarily on this one because this one is in a whole lot better shape, and quite honestly, I like this trade dress a whole lot better. I believe they referred to this era as the belt line. Again, the mid-1980s. You still have the Block C logo, but you have this like black belt line logo, thus the name. Both of these do have the push-pull mechanism on the front, which look quite good, and they actually will link up with each other. I will try to show you that, try to remember to show you that by the time I'm done with this review. And as you've probably already can tell from this video, I have them in 2 very distinct different poses. This one is obviously in a carry position pose, mimicking the fact that the scraper bowl would be completely full and it is driving from point A to point B. This one has the pan completely down to its full extent with the ejector mechanism working right here, and of course the apron being able to lift up as you see there. Both of these steer by articulation, and for the most part, again, the articulation works well. You just have to use a little bit of care because this is a complex mechanism that, at least on that one, is very easy to break and come apart. Underneath, about as basic as you can get for the time period, 1/50th scale NZG model made in West Germany. And it says the same thing here as it does there, and you can see the tread pattern on the wheels. Okay, let's show these 2 linked up in a push-pull configuration, which I will do now. The 600 series, by the way, of scrapers by Caterpillar was the successor to the DW21, which was really Cat's first successful self-propelled motor scraper. And the 600 series is really what paved the way for the wheel tractor scraper name as we know it today. And obviously, with these being 627s, they are in the 600 series. So as you can see, hopefully that is coming across in the live stream. I have put the loop over the back of the rear engine of the first twin-engine scraper, and now effectively he can pull both of them along. So once he's full, he can now use his power to pull this one along as he is pulling up. The idea here is, while both of these have 2 engines each, effectively now you've quadrupled your horsepower, so one scraper essentially is working on 4 engines. Obviously, it works well, and it's been proven because Cat still offers the PP or push-pull package on any of their large scrapers that you could go into a Cat dealership and place an order for even today. So that's my review of these NZG Classic 627 Cat models. Again, it's a shame that I had such a terrible experience with these because overall they are quite good-looking models. And for those of us that were old enough to see some of these machines out working, although, again, I was very young, it's quite nice to have an example of where Caterpillar came from and where they are now with their twin-engine scrapers, which leads me into, if the 627A model is not your thing, maybe it's a little bit too old for you, well, currently, the newest 627 scraper that you can get on the market, in 1/50th scale anyway, is the 627K. Seen right here. Now, this 627 scraper initially was made by Tonkin Replicas, and then when Diecast Masters came in and took over the licensee agreement from Norscot and Tonkin in mid-2015, they essentially adopted this tooling and reworked it slightly, and of course added everybody's favorite operator, Bob, into the cab. So if you want something a little newer, this is what you can get. It's not a bad model by any stretch of the imagination, especially for its time in the mid-20 teens. It looked quite decent. It functioned well. The only thing that I could have asked for is when Diecast Masters took it is perhaps to have Bob been removable from the cab, but it kind of is what it is. So I'm going to take a moment here and access the chat section, see if you guys have sent me any questions. We'll get caught up on that before we go any further. Okay, looks like there's a couple people saying hi, hello, and welcome. It says, our team here, I really enjoy your videos. You're doing brilliant reviews, and you have the best collection of models I've ever seen. Thank you for your job. That too, tractor scrapers are great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Volcano says, nice scrapers. And Indian BLR says, it looks awesome. I would agree. Thank you very much. At this point, looks like I have caught up, so make sure you guys get your comments or questions in. That's why I do these live streams, so I have an opportunity to interact with you guys in live stream, or in live time, excuse me. I could easily film this in one take and upload it, but then again, of course, the only way to interact with you guys would be to answer through the comment section after the video is uploaded. This gives you guys an opportunity to answer to have some of your questions heard, maybe some of your concerns heard at the same time, and I will do my very best to answer those. Looks like a couple other things have popped in. Joseph says he is sorry he is late. There's no need to be sorry, man. You're here, right? That's all that matters. Up Close and Personal has joined. I believe that's the first time you've joined my live stream, so hello and welcome. Just joined. Favorite paving equipment brands in real life? This is a tricky question, because the right answer should be Cat is my favorite paving equipment in real life. But my personal opinion is that the Virkin Group, hands down, has a better product in the real world. And quite honestly, to date, even their scale models are a little bit better than the Cat paving equipment models. I hope to see that change, obviously, in the near future. But if you were to put a 1/50th scale Cat paver next to a 1/50th scale Vogela paver, there is absolutely no contest which one is better. Now, obviously, there is a significant price difference there, but again, you kind of get what you pay for. The same can be said if we're talking about milling machines or cold planers. You put a Cat cold planer next to a Virkin Group cold planer, and again, no comparison. It is par for the course. As far as I understand, I've never operated any of the real equipment in the real world in terms of paving equipment, but as far as I understand from good friends of mine that have or own contracting businesses or paving businesses that have the real machines and have operated both of them, for the most part, it is overwhelmingly that the German brand offers a better overall product and better bang for your money. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. Another question I have is, what's the most expensive thing you have? Well, that would be my house, obviously. If you're talking about models, it would probably be my entire CCM collection is probably the single most expensive thing I have. Next question. Can you show a Matchbox Real Working Rigs bulldozer? I absolutely can do that. So let's get this scraper out of the way. By the way, this is another exclusive bonus for all of you guys that have joined me for the live stream, especially those that may be new. If you guys have a suggestion of something you want to see, if I have it accessible, I have no issue bringing it out and showing it to you guys, like this bulldozer that I'm going to pull out in a minute, as soon as I can find it. Okay, here it is. I hope you're a fan of the INC livery, because you get a twofer. How about an INC excavator and your requested real working rigs bulldozer. So there you go. There's both of those. I realize they're a little bit far away from the picture, but again, we were set up to kind of show some larger models in this video, so hope that helps out. Okay, Christian Thomas says hello. Hello, Christian. Thank you for joining us. Up Close and Personal says thank you. Greetings from Maine. Hello. Hope Maine is a little bit warmer today than we are in Cincinnati. We are freezing cold here. Joseph Sharkin, so I've gotten my fire department outfitted for the Code 3 squad I purchased and the Walthers hazmat truck. Awesome. Hope to see your progress pictures on social media. And Artinum says thank you. You are very, very welcome. So while we wait for some more questions, again, if you guys are not familiar, these are Matchbox real working rigs. Single, hands down, my favorite Matchbox current lineup or current product that Matchbox makes. In fact, if you haven't yet had a chance, just yesterday, a live unboxing video and review went live of not just one, but 2 cases of the most recent Matchbox real working rigs. So be sure to check that video out because there are some excellent castings in there. It's always fun to do an unboxing and review models in the same video. Okay, Christian, I need the Cat backhoe loader. Diecast Roy's Collective. What Cat backhoe loader specifically are you referring to? Because there's been quite a few. In fact, here is probably my favorite in 1/50th scale anyway. See if we can get this thing out. So even today, hands down, this is by far the best Cat backhoe. Yeah, 416. Okay, so you're way ahead of me. This is a 416 backhoe. This one is the newest one, 416C. Again, made by NZG, so it kind of does tie in with the NZG models in this live stream. There's the backhoe. Absolutely love this thing. The functionality is excellent. The detailing for the time was pretty decent as well. If you want a backhoe loader that's Cat in 1/50th scale that has the best functionality, hands down, this is the one to get. They, believe it or not, they're not too expensive. They're just a little bit hard to find. But whether you get the 416, the 416B, or the 416C, which is what this model is, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. You have excellent lift height here, dumping angle for your front loader on your backhoe loader. You can get a good carry angle. Conversely, if we go to the backhoe end of things, you can drop your outriggers down. And then, of course, you can operate your backhoe. This does not have an extend-a-hoe, but honestly, it doesn't really need it in 1/50th scale. It is an excellent, excellent model. Highly, highly, highly recommended. All right, let's go back to chat, see where we are. All right, so do you have any New Holland equipment? Do I have any New Holland? Not really, not worth showing. I've got a plastic wheel loader backhoe thing that I actually just recently reviewed on the channel. I can bring that out if you want. But it's the idea behind that video, and you can look it up on my channel, is can you buy a 1/50th scale backhoe for under $10? Which is that New Holland backhoe. So I encourage you to look up that video and check it out. The answer to that question is yes, you can, but it's not that great of a model. Okay. What do you think about if Matchbox made real working bulldozers in RANEC colors? I think that would be great. I'm surprised that they haven't done that already. Do I have the scraper within reach? I thought I may have. Did it take off somewhere? Go to a job site? Oh, here it is. One thing that I have to give Matchbox credit for is the fact that they take advantage of these reoccurring liveries. There's the INC scraper, and here is the aforementioned RANEC scraper. So yes, I would love to see that. Okay. Christian, what about the Bobcat Ford truck? Can you be a little bit more specific on that? Joseph, also, I am surprised that the Matchbox Pierce Dash bucket truck is close to my ladder one, although both rigs don't have extending outriggers. I wish Code 3 and Matchbox would do that. My understanding is the proper Code 3 ones, not the ones that are made by Americom, they do have extending outriggers, or at least outriggers that are functional on most of their trucks. Richard, hey Richard, thanks for joining us. Currently, I have a pair of Norscot 657G PP fitted scrapers with a D11 pushing on the windowsill, enjoying the live stream. Any impressive haul trucks to hand? Yes, I do have some haul trucks to hand. They're not going to be anything that massive, because that stuff is not kept here. It's just too large. It would take up too much space. But I can bring out a 769. Sticking with the NZG theme. So this is a 769C model by NZG, off-highway haul truck. Again, another great model. Several different variations of this were made. There's even a military green color, which I don't understand why they made one of these in military green. I have been on several military bases throughout my life, mostly stateside, and I have never seen a single 769 in... I've never seen anything that big that would have to have military colors on it, but, you know, anything's possible. So that's the 769 haul truck. Yes, I have 794s. I have 797s. I have whatever you want. Big stuff. 793s, 785s. But again, all that stuff is not kept here. It's kept in my humidity-controlled storage unit because it's just too big. And I'd literally have nowhere to walk if I kept that stuff around here. Okay. By the way, your 657G is pushing a D11. That's an awesome setup. Christian, can you show it to me, the Bobcat Ford truck? The 1/25th scale one, if it's accessible, yes, I'll bring it out. Joseph, my outriggers on mine apparently are molded in the up position, which I don't know how till I bought it. However, the bucket ladder rotates and extends, which I'm overall pretty happy with. Good. Glad you're happy. Do I have a 245 front shovel? I do have a 245 front shovel. However, it is upstairs in the display case. So unless you guys want to stare at the same thing on the screen and not hear me talking for about 3 minutes, I don't think you want me to go dig that out. But you guys let me know. It's the CCM one. I don't have the NZG one. After I got the CCM one, to me, there's absolutely no reason to go out and get a NZG front shovel. I may at some point, I don't know, but why have an NZG one when you can have the CCM one? Let me see if I can dig out that pickup truck. I'll be right back. Okay, so about the Bobcat pickup truck, apparently I don't have that. At least it's not here because it's not with the rest of my Bobcat stuff. So sorry to disappoint, but I don't have that. Okay, 245, Zach Reed, 245 front shovel is one of my favorite machines of all time. Tell you what, just for you, Zach, if you guys give me just a couple minutes, I'm going to go run upstairs, grab it out of the display case, and I will bring it back down. Okay, hope you all have stayed with me here. Looks like 13 of you have, so that's a good number. Not to disappoint, here is the requested CCM 245 front shovel in 1/48 scale. This model is epic. This is when CCM was really at their best when it comes with making Diecast 148 scale stuff. Everything that you want to be functional functions. The bucket obviously opens in a clamshell style fashion like you want to see. The tracks are beautifully detailed. Everything on the top is see-through. Even the catwalk on the outside is actually perforated and see-through as it should be. And obviously the intricately detailed hydraulic line setup and piping is really, really good. So hope you guys are enjoying the 245. All right, since I was gone, let's get caught up on chat. Joseph, also my custom colored pencils to decal the Walther's truck. Can you bring out the FD&Y Chevy pickup with the command trailer? I heard that is more suitable for a big truck like that. I don't have that here. Otherwise, I would bring it out for you. Richard, as a CCM fan, sure you'll be pleased that I have recently got a 6030. Now I just need a good 777F or a 785 to go with it, thanks to the reviews you do on the 6030s. Okay, for what it's worth, my opinion, I would not get a 777. That's a little too small. It probably in the real world would work, but in terms of a display, you want to go probably at least a 785 or a 789 at least. Both of which I have reviews on this channel if you want to see those. So I would not go with a 777F. It's just too small. All right, let's see what else. Don't think I missed anybody. Tried really hard not to miss anybody. Yeah, Joseph, if I had that here, I would have no issue bringing out the FD&Y pickup truck, but it's not accessible. Okay, do you have the Diecast Masters Caterpillar 836H landfill compactor? I do. Question is, do I have it here or elsewhere? Let's see. All right, where are you? If I don't have the DM one, I should have, at least not here. If I don't have that here, I should have the, where is it? The Norscout one. I've got way too much stuff. I'm just realizing that now, trying to find things. The hilarious thing is I actually organized this stuff so I could find things a little bit easier. And now I've kind of screwed myself because I had a system that worked for years, and then I was like, okay, I'll organize everything, and now I can't find anything. So, yeah, go figure. Yes, I do have it somewhere. There's a review on my channel if you want to see it. Where it is at this particular moment, God only knows. Christian, I don't have the Ford F-150 truck. Brandon, do you still have the Cat 272C CCM skid steer? Those things are getting hard to find. I do still have it, yes. Again, with the CCMs, it is upstairs in the display case. If you would like a closer look of that, you can look it up on my channel. I don't know why that's so hard to find now. For a while before the DM skid steers came out, that was the only 150 scale Cat skid steer you could get. But now DM has a lineup of compact track loaders and skid steers, and I really thought that would really not diminish the value of the brass 272, but I really thought it would make it a little bit easier to find those. I guess I was a little bit wrong on that. Okay, what are your thoughts on Ford F550 mini pumper? If you're talking about the Matchbox one, it is not 1/64 scale. It is very close to HO scale. And I don't have one of those in my collection. I would like to find one, but there are people asking close to $100 for it now in the box, and I am not paying $100 for a Matchbox mini pumper. That's not happening now or ever. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to bring this 245 up. Oh, you meant the River Point Station version. I'm sorry, excuse me. Yes, River Point Station is exactly 187 scale. They are made for model railroads. They are precisely HO 187 scale. They are not 1/64 scale. In fact, I do have that here. Here it is. I actually have these in a couple different versions, but this is the only one I'm going to bring out. This is the just the all red one. So we'll move him for a moment. Going to be hard to see something this small on the table, but as you can see, obviously it is a Cho scale. Thinking of, well, you probably have the real working rigs fire truck, right? The Pierce Dash, Pierce Velocity, whatever the hell this is. So let's put him next to it just to kind of give you a size reference. There you go. Hope that helps you out. Again, these River Point Station trucks can get a little expensive because everything in the hobby is expensive. I would say if you could find one for under $30, pull the trigger. If it's any more than that, wait till you find one for under $30. That's the mini pumper. Okay, I'm going to go dig out that, not dig out, I know exactly where it is. I'm going to go grab the 272 skid steer for the gentleman that asked for it, so give me a moment. Tell you what, you guys can stare at this, which I was going to touch on, and we'll pick that up when I come back. This is the NZG 621 single engine scraper. All right, let me get the skid steer, and we'll probably touch on a couple more things, and then we'll wrap up the video. Okay, as requested, 272C skid steer by CCM, along with the 3 attachments that it comes with. Somebody remind me to touch on this before I end the live stream, please. All right, here it is. It comes with your little tiny grapple here, which is quite cool. I like that a lot. Also comes with, obviously, your standard bucket, which we'll put that on right now. There we go. And last but not least, your pallet forks. That is the 272 skid steer, brass 187 scale, brass 148 scale, excuse me, by CCM, Classic Construction Models. Again, have no idea why that's still very hard to find. For me, several years ago, this was a little bit hard to find then, but they were out there. I mean, they were on eBay. Several construction dealers had them. They were just egregiously overpriced. So I really wasn't willing to pull the trigger until one day I pulled the trigger. Amazing how that works out. Okay. Do you still have the Motor Art JCB 540? I do not still have that model. Richard, I do have a motorized spin table, actually, the white one. However, for the sake of this video, since I was doing larger scraper models initially, I didn't bring it out because that table is not conducive or big enough for larger scale models. But I do have a motorized plug-in spin table. Joseph, also might I recommend reviewing the Greenlight Fire and Rescue set? I am getting a specific car and pickup from that set. So I have no plans to review the Greenlight Fire and Rescue set unless Greenlight for some reason comes to me and says, hey, we want to work with you. We're going to send you a case for review. Reason being, I have so much on my plate right now and so very little time. Unless they do anything FDNY specifically, you will not see me reviewing anything from Fire and Rescue. Space is becoming a premium. Money is becoming a premium. Most importantly, time is becoming a premium. So I have reached out to Greenlight several times over the years, specifically with the SD and HD truck lines, trying to work out some agreement with them to showcase their stuff on this channel. And they don't seem to be particularly keen. So that is their prerogative. That is their right. So that's why you don't typically see as much green light stuff on this channel as I personally would like to showcase on this channel. A little bit of inside info for you. Okay, what about NZG Kleeman MobiCat 110 Crusher? This is the nostalgic model. I do have a Kleeman Crusher. I don't know if it's the 110. I don't even know what I have. Let me go grab what I do have. That was fun. Let's do that again. So here is the MobiCat Crusher. This is it is the 110. This was actually one of the first models I ever reviewed on Diecast Emporium. Probably should do a better review of this someday. Maybe I'll add that to my to-do list. Whether or not that ever gets done, that is the true question. Take this thing out. I honestly probably haven't had this thing out of the box in 6 years, 7 years. Probably would be useful to read the top and bottom, but hey, nevertheless, it comes out. Here it is. Some extra track links provided, of course, if you ever need them. All right, that's the MobiCat MC110 7 Evo Kleeman Crusher by NZG. This is great if you have some excavators that you want to pose like loading this machine, particularly in a diorama or something. This is an excellent model to have. This is the only Kleeman Crusher model I have in 150 scale. I don't have any of the larger ones, the ones that have like multiple conveyors and stuff that you can sort things. One day, maybe, but again, even from the Vierkin site, those are still close to $400. And there is so much more on the want list that I want more than spending $400 on a Kleeman Crusher I already have. Okay, Brandon, I just recently got the CK25 Komatsu on eBay. That is a great model. That is one of a handful of models that I regret selling. I used to have that. I don't have that now. That was a stupid decision. I would like to go back in time and not sell that model. Maybe I'll find another one soon. Zach, I have been looking for a crusher to add to my collection. Any models in particular you would recommend for a somewhat beginner collection? There you go. I don't remember this one being $400. I think it's like, I don't know. I don't have my computer handy. Somebody look it up on the Vierkin online store. I think it's like maybe $200 at the most. It wasn't that terrible. If you want a crusher, and this goes for any of the Vierkin group models, Ham, Vogela, Kleeman, or whatever one I forgot. Vierkin, Ham, Vogela, and Kleeman, those four. Any of those models by NZG in 150 scale. Absolute must-have models. They are great. Okay. Thanks so much. You are welcome. Richard, thank you for the reminder. Let's go ahead and put this up and we'll end this video here. I say end the video. We'll probably go another 10 minutes of talking. It's just how things work here. So this is the NZG Cat 621 single engine scraper. This is another one that they offered in like 3 or 4 different paint schemes that ran the gauntlet of NZG's licensee with Cat. So yes, this is available in Pac-Man. This is available in Beltline. Obviously, I have it here in the Pyramid scheme, or the Pyramid trade dress, not Pyramid scheme. That sounds like something terrible. Don't get wrapped up in one of those life lessons. This thing is it's a pretty good model. I would have liked to have found this in the Pac-Man, but I found this again on eBay for a great price. It still has, as you can tell, still has the NZG tag. on it. Hasn't even been removed. So had to kind of get it. There's the NZG tag. Okay. Thanks so much. Thanks again, Diecast. Great live stream as always. Thank you guys. You guys are the reason I do these. I can sit here and talk models all freaking day long. No one wants to hear that. So you guys are the true story, the true heroes of Diecast Emporium. Without you, I would not continue to do this. There's a lot of investment involved, whether that's monetary or time, in doing a YouTube channel of this caliber with these kinds of models, especially the CCM stuff and even the Diecast Master stuff, NZG. All of this stuff is expensive. I recently bought a new car. Obviously, I am still paying on my house, still paying off student loans, and obviously day-to-day expenses too. So this is very much a hobby. This was never intended to be another full-time job. So as long as you guys will have me, as long as you guys enjoy watching the videos, I will try to continue to keep this up. I really appreciate the support. I am going to go ahead and end the video here in the city of Cincinnati. I'm sure all of you guys that are watching here that are in the United States, you know this, and maybe even some of you guys that are watching internationally. It is Super Bowl Sunday, so the Cincinnati Bengals, again, not my team, even though I live in Cincinnati. I was born in New York, so I'm a huge Bills fan. But they are in the Super Bowl, so I have no less than 2 or 3 Super Bowl parties that I've kind of sort of committed myself to, so I'm going to be going back and forth. So I got to get ready for those. Hopefully, we will have a Bengals win against the LA Rams. Who knows? They really should not have gotten this far. Quite honestly, they probably should have lost to Kansas City. But Kansas City, of course, fell apart at the end. Very un-Mahomes-like, honestly. But anyway, they earned their way. They are in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl happens at 6:30 local time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. So I will be attending those parties. Hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. If you're having parties, you're having to get together with friends, obviously be safe. Don't drink and drive. Do all that fun stuff. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Until next time, take care, be safe, be well. I will see you, of course, in the next review.